Candace is right here. Oh, Jason, we are just live, so perfect timing. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. Maybe you can mute her microphone, honey. But welcome everyone to our weekly here, Unlimited Network Mastermind, dedicated to prosperity consciousness, to people like you, like me, like us here, that are really committed or, you know, feeling the call from the inside out to expand and to become who we truly are. And, you know, the entrepreneurship, the world of business, the financial world is a world that has a lot of projections, of limitations. And here we are, practicing to clean all that up and to really embody and experience in this Mother Earth, let's say, our true nature, abundance, prosperity, joy, gratitude. I mean, all of that is what flows naturally. So it's a matter of getting out of the limitations of the layers that cover this radiant being that we are, and that's what we are doing here together. Today is Saturday, March 19, and I want just to say that we are in the equinox, spring equinox here, so if you are attracted with this
You regular watchers will know that Monica's screen occasionally freezes.
Yes, thank you, Candace. Thank you so much. You have a beautiful background right there. I love it. And yes, thank you. Sometimes we have this internet like goes off for 10, 15 seconds and then come back. So we have to take a deep breath to render. And it's also someone is looking for fixing it. So open to have that flowing and easy. And what I was saying, I just want to acknowledge, all of us that we are here. Today we don't have Doc Fran with us because he's busy, but he's with us in spirit. So we are here, like many people, really committed to embody this prosperity consciousness and supporting each other to do that, because it is a journey. Can you hear me, Candace? Yes, I can see. Okay, perfect. So welcome again, and here we are studying this incredible book called The Abundance Book with Lawrence by, and it's amazing to me. Maybe I'm ready to see a different layer or something like that, but to realize, that really our job is to let go the layers of limitations and conditioned consciousness and ideas. And today we are going to learn a very powerful strategy to really understand how we make ourselves miserable, But before we go there, I would like to check into your heart. How have you practiced? Last week for me was very interesting. We ended up with a chapter distinguishing between the difference between wanting something and having something. And Lawrence is really teaching us right now, supporting us to understand deeply that when you want something, it's because you think you don't have it. And it's really true. I'm getting it, So I think we will make friends with desire in a future chapter here, but to really understand that the energy of desire, when we are unconscious, when we don't know who we truly are yet, can be a very tricky, let's say, intention, and bring us to suffering instead of, to this joyful journey and fulfillment and plenitude and all that stuff. So take a moment here to see, to pick that something that you want, really. Like, for example, to me, I did the entire week, I was checking in and out, because the thing that propelled me to dedicate, a lot of my attention to expand into prosperity is because I want financial freedom. And every time that I want financial freedom, now we are going to understand today a little deeper, I'm claiming that I don't have it. So it's kind of tricky, And that's the example that I play with. So every time that I was thinking, okay, financial freedom, how do I feel when I think about financial freedom? And right now I start to feel excited and smiling, and, I don't feel any resistance there big. But in the beginning was kind of a knot, like, So to really let go any opposition, any contraction that we can sense on the chest or on the belly, that is what this, Lawrence is teaching us with this releasing technique. And then to compare, like for example, to me, I put something that I have really good friends, you know, and when I, you know, relax into this having that I have something, or you have a home, or you have whatever it is, you know, health or whatever, but you have it already, the reaction of my entire body is completely different. It's like, it's almost like I don't think about it, but when I think about it, the feeling is appreciation, gratitude. So it's really high frequency. So that is what I think we are learning right now, how to let go all the limitations and the not having ideas, and to really open up to a new state of consciousness that, you know, that includes, let's say, that we have it all and that we are all already here. So to don't engage with life from scarcity, to really do it from connection with oneness, with source. And I think that's the goal that we are having just here in front of us, okay? So keep practicing and take it. And remember, this is about noticing inside, about realizing, okay? I can tell you many things, we can read many books, but it's a aha that has to come from you, you know? Oops, I need to turn up, yes, thanks, because we have echo. So we are going to start today with chapter 7, and it's all about the vicious circle and the unstuck road map. And this is amazing. I'm going to read the text, and if you have pen and paper, if you don't have the book, you're not going to see the diagram that I'm going to show you here. But if you have the book, let me see if you can see here. Yes. I'm going to go all around this diagram so you can write down the different steps that I'm going to say right now. But to really understand how the energy of complication and struggle works. And I can see myself in that computer. So we see us double here. But, so let's say we go here and we say, if we don't like what is happening to us in the world, all we have to do is change our consciousness. Period. And the world out there changed for us. Once you realize that the road is the goal and that you are always on the road, not to reach a goal, but to enjoy its beauty and its wisdom. Okay? So here we go. Now, let's look at another misunderstanding. You know, we have already tested and I hope integrated this powerful difference between wanting something that we already know that comes from lack, or having something, okay? And now there is another way that we are going to understand today of how we make ourselves miserable here, but the habit of figuring things out. This is something that he wants to explain to us how that works, okay? So he's going to refer to this diagram and says, we start with a problem, okay? The problem creates a feeling of insecurity within us. This feeling of insecurity that we don't know how to feel or even release, okay, triggers a desire to fix the problem. So we don't feel that, right? So we try and figure out how to solve the problem. But it persists. So we try harder to figure out how to solve it. To make matters worse, we then start to beat ourselves up for not solving it. We give ourselves disapproval and more disapproval. All this is internally, okay? So we try to bring light to a strategy that we are applying here. Meanwhile, the problem is still there, and we fall back into the cycle again and again, and it escalates, becomes stronger and stronger. So think about something that you have been working on for a long time, a project, a goal, a health situation, something you have not been able to resolve. Just pick something. Let's see. And here's what's probably going on. You first have a problem. You then become insecure. You try to figure it out by asking your mind for the answers, and it doesn't have it. Then you want to know what to do about it. Then you want to know what the answers are. Then you try harder. Then you start beating yourself up and you start disapproving of yourself. You still have the problem and you are right back where you started, more intensely, okay? So it is a continuous spin that go on for years, sometimes, and cause more and more frustration. So now we will learn how to stop this spin or chain of events. Take a look at some illness that you had, or some body ailment, or a goal about making money. Notice you have been trying to figure out what to do about it. You have not been able to get the answer. You are spinning around, and because you do not get the answer, you start beating yourself up about it. This is something that I just personally, I want to say that the financial freedom, that was the first, if you want, motivation to engage in this manner, you know. And it's funny because I'm working now with this 5 years, I think, or 6 years maybe, and I love it. I love the journey more and more, I have to say. But I did went through period, you know, where I was like, come on, you know, with all what I'm doing here and all what we are studying, you know, it's like, come on, where is the money, you know? So it's beautiful to understand that, yes, consciously I'm totally engaged here, but unconsciously the mechanism, if I have not cleaned up this pattern of beating up myself, okay, and being me the one that resolves the situation, the me, in quotes, you know, well, I'm going to suffer a lot. So I love just to bring light to our own ego strategies, let's say, okay? So notice, take for yourself, there is something that you are looking for so many years, you know? And notice you have tried to figure out what to do about it. You have not been able to get the answer. You are spinning around, and because you do not get the answer, you start beating yourself up about it. Then you disapprove of yourself. Where I am. Yes, you disapprove of yourself more, and you still do not have an answer. Imagine kicking your car when it doesn't start, or asking your computer for an answer. If the computer said, in quotes, I don't have an answer, will you beat it up? The smart thing to do is to find an automobile mechanic or another disk or program for your computer. Maybe then you will have an answer. Imagine this. We keep asking our minds for the answer. Our mind says, I don't have the answer. Then we beat it up. Why not listen to it? It does not have an answer. This is in capital letters, so stop asking your mind for it, okay? It does not have an answer. It is not suggested that you not get an answer. It is suggested that you need to look to another place for an answer. This is key, okay? There is such a place, a higher place, that an answer can come from. This place is called beingness or true self or higher self. But one must be willing to leave the mind in order to find that place. Also, wanting to figure it out is lacking. And answer, the mere wanting, is actually instructing the mind to not give an answer. This is, maybe I have to read it again, because if we get this, can you hear me, Candace? Yes, I can see your head moving. So if we don't get this, we are a little stuck here. But just to let's accept for now, and we're going to practice later, okay? But it does not have an answer. So when you ask here, it's not, you know, it's like you keep running the show because you are asking on the same level where the problem is, okay? But to continue this, it is a lacking instruction to the mind. So again, we take a look at the situation or problem you have attempted to solve. Bring it in, okay? Where it is a lack of money, or perhaps an illness you wish to cure, perhaps you consulted many doctors, read all kinds of self-help books, taken pills or other medications, but you still found no resolution to the condition. Perhaps it is a weight problem, or maybe you lack clarity in your life. The process of wanting, capital letters, to figure things out goes on and on. Can you see where you have been wanting to figure it out? Remember, want equals lack. So ask yourself, Could you let go of wanting to figure it out? Just could you? And would you? And when? So these are questions that to me, is like let's see if you can get the playfulness of this. I can see Candace. Can you hear me, Candace?
Yes, now.
You can hear me?
Yes, now.
Ah, okay. So I continue here with this wanting.
I have some comments, if I may.
Yeah, well, not maybe we read a
Okay.
little more. Yes. Okay. Just to make sure, but yes. So without giving more thoughts to the want, just let it go. Let it go is like holding a pen in your hand. So I want you to take a pen right now and to hold it, okay? Just hold it. Great. And strong. Hold it really strong here, okay? Yeah. Let's make it exaggerated so we can all feel it, okay? The tighter you hold on, the more it feels like part of you. So you hold on this pen for, let's say, 1 hour, or 1 day, or 10 years, and I guarantee that at the end you are a hand holding a pen, okay? In this case, holding the problem on, okay? So the tighter you hold on, the more it feels like part of you. Pick up a pen and hold it very tight. Next, open your hand and let the pen roll around loosely. So you open the hand and suddenly you let the pen roll in, you know, like you start to roll loosely. Is the pen part of your hand? Or is your hand just holding on to it tightly? So, and the pen is a problem, okay? Is the problem part of your being, okay? Or you were just holding it on tightly and now it's loose? Check it, this is important. Is the pen part of your hand, or is your hand just holding on to it tightly? Now, completely open your hand and let the pen fall. You know, like we can do, let's see where my camera is, like we can do like this, boom, and then the pen is falling, right? Completely open your hand and let the pen fall. Notice how easily the pen drops from your hand and how nice that feels. The point of this exercise is to feel the pen drop away from your hand when you let it go. When we mistakenly hold on to wanting feelings, we think that we are feeling the anger, the grief, or the fear. But if we let this go, we discover they are not us, but just feelings. Feeling that
Feelings that can be let go.
yes, beautiful. You can continue if you want, Candace. Can you hear me now? No, I think it's. Oh, okay.
Just feelings that can be let go. Just like when you let go of the pen from your hand a moment ago.
Exactly. So the possibility that we have here, first one, from my perspective, is to realize that we hold on the problem and wanted to resolve it means that we are holding on, and that, you know, we do this by habit for years or whatever. So at the end, you really think that the pain or the problem or the pain, you know, is part of you. This is me, you know, and this is my problem, and I have to resolve it, and you go on and on and on, you know, instead of realizing, wow, if I relax here and I really let go and I open my hand, where is my camera here, and I open my hand, there is some kind of movement here, and I can always do like this, and the problem or the pen is gone, right? It's free. So let's practice here again, okay? Look at your want situation. Just bring it in. Financial freedom, health, or whatever it is that you are looking for right now. And give permission yourself, you know, because that's how we learn. So look at your want situation. Can you see it brings up a clutching, a lacking feeling in your stomach or chest area? So check it. Okay. Can you put your head down and allow that energy to come up and just allow it to pass through? That's what we were studying the chapters before. So any feeling that you have right now, you bring the topic into your consciousness and you sense, you know, and then can you put your head down? That remember that your head down is the symbol of disconnecting from the mind and going to your sensation, to your feelings here. So can you put your head down and allow that energy to come up and just allow it to pass through? Let go of that wanting, that lacking feeling. Can you do that? Can you let go of that wanting, of that lacking feeling? And it's funny, you know, like for example, I pick a car right now. I would like my own car, right? And okay, I love it, you know, I want my own car. And then when I get serious, okay, I want my own car. Okay, how do I feel about it? Well, the truth is, I immediately touch, I don't have it. Funny. So, okay, can I let go of that sensation? Can I just remember the window or the pipe of oil? Remember that we were studying in the first chapter before. So can I just open the door for that feeling to come out that is not expansive? Maybe it's not painful or anything like that, you know, but I can sense it here. Okay, can I stay with it, with that sensation coming out through me as much as I can? And you see, all of this is funny because take us the ability to stop. But in many other spiritual, I don't know, like teachings or whatever, they just say one word, just stop. Well, that's what we are doing when we put our head down, okay? So it's powerful. So for me, I can sense it, you know, and then it asks, so do it right here. Can you put your head down and allow that energy to come up and just allow it to pass through? Let go of that wanting, that lacking feeling. Could you let go of that lacking feeling and more and even more? And have you been wanting to know what to do about it? Yes, I'm processing right now lately, you know, like, we can do this, we can do that, blah, blah, blah. Sure, I just love to know this. Could you let go of wanting to know what the answers are? You might as well. Your mind tells you that you don't know anyway. And more, and more. Can you let go more of that feelings, okay? Now check and see if you feel a little lighter. Is it more possible to resolve the problem or less possible? Take a check. So let's check. I already did a little bit. You can do it too. Well, from my experience, I just sense like there is more space, more openness, more openness. Okay. So check if you feel a little lighter. Openness, yes, less heavy. It is more possible to resolve the problem or less possible. No problem, I say. It's like I sense this sensation of who cares, or really no one that is attached to anything right here at this moment, okay? But this is, I work a lot this week, so put your head down and notice if there is any more unwanted energy in your stomach or your chest, what we call the lacking energy. So do it again, bring the topic, the car, the health, the money, whatever it is that you're looking for, and check in your chest and in your belly. I want to hear your sharings, okay, after. So, but for me, there is a little smile appearing right now. Could you let go of that lacking feeling, that clenching? Could you let go of clenching and more and more? Beautiful. So who would like to share your experience about really bringing something that you want and notice what happened with this wanting in quotes? Anybody would like to share something here? Experiential. Yes, I'm going to.
And okay, I've had an issue with my cough my whole life. So, and it's been kind of a nuisance. So, when I was 8 or so and moving on, I was having the cough, trying to live with the cough to begin with, because I didn't have an idea that I could get rid of it. And then I grew up to be like a teenager and 20s, and I started to look for how can I get rid of this cough. And I've been working on it a lot. And then I got into New Age workshops and with practitioners and teachers, and I had the cough. I always had the cough, and I learned, or I interpreted that they could help me. But the process that I went through is that I created another problem on top of the problem. That I wanted to figure out what the problem was so I could share it in the group. Let's see if I can hear you now.
No.
Okay, sorry. I wanted to share with the group, but before I shared with the group, I wanted to solve the problem. So now I had a problem trying to figure out what the problem was, which was not the actual problem. So it was one step away from my real problem. And I got pretty good at coming up with reasons and answers, but it didn't resolve the problem. And actually, I didn't use the moment to resolve the problem because I wanted to figure it out with my mind. And then time went on, and that didn't work. And then I became I gave up. Okay, so I can't resolve this problem, but I kept coughing, and I was quite a nuisance for the people around me. And a lot of complaints were on, you got to do something about it for years and years and years. You gotta fix it. You gotta stop it. You gotta fix. And they gave me millions of answers, but now I had another problem. Now I was bombarded by people about my cough. I was not actually dealing with my cough anymore. I was like in a war zone with other people telling me, you need to deal with this. And first I was grateful, but it didn't help. Then I got feeling attacked, feeling stressed about it. So all these processes was to take me away from my real issue. So I haven't been able to look at my issue because I've been, like you said in the beginning of what you were writing today, creating another issue. So I didn't actually didn't come back and get out of the mind to be in the now, in the experience, and see if there was some other message that could come with me. So I lived in the mind, I don't know, 50 years or something, trying to resolve it, and it hasn't worked. And now I'm in a state of being well, the closest one I've been with now is to resolve my my struggle with people telling me I should be different. So because that's not my issue, but that has become my issue. So I have that is the process I'm doing now. How do I feel when people tell me I need to get rid of my cough? And do I feel any tightness? Can I let that go? And then once that goes, I can go back and see when I'm coughing, see if I'm holding on to something in my stomach and letting that go. So my process has moved me away from my real process. So that's kind of interesting to me. Yeah. So that's where I am now. Daily I'm letting go of any resistance I have to people having opinion about me, and then as soon as that I let that go moment by moment, then look into what's going on with me, not in my mind but in my sensations.
Wow, thank you so much, Arne. That's a powerful journey. Woo-hoo. Well, I'm here to support you too. Yes, and I think, you know, like, I love that, because the more we understand this, we wait a little bit, it's not too long, the chapter, and then we can talk a little more about it, because it's so powerful. But I see the microphone open. Candace, go for it. Welcome,
Did I
welcome.
open that microphone? Arne, you should keep that on.
You did or you didn't?
It happened, so I'll just say what was on my mind. Arne, you should please keep that cough for exactly as long as you need it. And then you'll be finished with it, and it'll be complete.
That feels
Thank you.
really exciting, like an opening came from that when you said that. So,
oh,
yeah.
I am so glad.
The reaction, yeah, thanks.
Yes. Boy, this interesting how to want something and how to not want it. Well, I started playing the trick game of, oh, I get it now. I'll just move everything over to my or that I have it in my etheric self, my vortex, if we talk Abraham talk, or just allow it to be what it is. So I'm exploring that right now. I'm exploring that right now. I saw that I went off silent for a moment too. Anyway, back to you. Microphone going off.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you, and I'm unmuted.
I didn't hear the last sentence that you said, Candace. We were stuck.
Just that I'm exploring the difference between wanting and having, and because I was tricking myself, switching it all over to the want column, and that was good because then I was experiencing what it felt like to have it. So that is a positive step, but I think I might need to get a little more intricate in my exploration, so I'm holding it open for now, open exploration.
Yes, and this book is helping us to do that, you know, but I mean, just to distinguish between wanting and having, we can see that until we feel the way that we feel when we have something, we are not going to have what we want here. So it's so beautiful to distinguish, you know, but let's keep deepening here, because it's amazing how the ego-mind separation works, you know. So let's bring light to us so we can let it go like the pen, you know. Thank you very much. So it is frustrating enough that we don't have an answer, but it is far more negative that we start beating ourselves up about it. It is like the earlier example of asking your computer for an answer, and when the computer says, I don't know what the answer is, we punch it and we beat it up. That is not going to get you an answer, but it is an old habit we all have. To take a look at the attitude or the habit of beating yourself up. It says so. Take a look at the attitude or the habit of beating yourself up. Ask that energy to come up. Ask that energy to come up. It's so funny. And put your head down and just allow that energy to come up, the beating up energy. That beating yourself up energy, that is approving of yourself energy. Could you allow it to come up? So maybe, you know, if you have it hot, Arne, is something that maybe you can do now. Because one thing that I understand is like, there is nothing that we get. That's the way we started the chapter here, you know. If we don't like what is happening to us in the world, all we have to do is change our consciousness. So it's about realizing, I will say, that if you get beat up by the outside world, it's something that you are doing inside somewhere. Maybe it's very unconscious, you know, but that's the invitation here. So just invoke that energy and see if you can let it go. So ask that energy to come up. Put your head down and just allow that energy to come up. That beating yourself up energy, that is approving of yourself energy, could you allow it to come up? Could you allow it to pass through? And more, and more. Can you hear me, Arne?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Put your hand down and disconnect your mind and just allow that energy to come up and pass through. And more, and more, and more. So it's like, yes, you know, take this opportunity. At the end, you know, it's so funny because at the end is what we do in many other approaches, but spiritual awakening is what I will call, you know, like just bring presence, open the space for it, and that will flow back to source, okay? Another way of saying the same thing. But see if you feel lighter. There is just a heaviness about beating yourself up. Could you ask some more beating yourself up energy to come up? Just allow it to come up and allow it to pass through, and more, and even more. Could you give yourself some approval?
Now you're blocked. You're blocked.
Okay.
I think so. Go again?
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear Candice?
Yes. Okay, great. So now we are going to open another section here, but I will say, just remember, we are going beyond the mind fixing, let's say, and we are really coming down into letting go all these energies, all these understanding, these sensations that we have accumulated, okay, in our unconsciousness here, and then, so you stay there longer, the longer you can. I mean, the more you feel and you can stay there, the better, okay, because then you are freeing yourself. But after that, the step will be, could you give yourself some approval just because, for no reason, just for the heck of it? And could you give yourself some more approval? And more. Could you just like yourself a little bit? Not much, just a little bit. And more, and more. And could you give yourself some more approval just for the heck of it? And more, and more, and more. So really what what I'm realizing here right now is that, you know, the relationship with your own self, I mean, is the source of your life and your world, you know. So how can you let go, release, you know, the technique release what is constrictive here, what is dense, what is discomfort, okay? And how can you build up, you know, this loving relationship with your own self, and you are the one in charge of loving and approving yourself constantly. So let us look again at the problem you have been working on. It is more possible or less possible to overcome the problem or handle. Imagine dust covering up a beautiful table. It looks ugly because it is covered with dust. It is the same with our true self. Our negative feelings are covering up our inner perfection and beauty. Every time you let go, you get lighter and lighter. Every time you let go, you get closer and closer to what you really are, your true self, a positive, limitless being. Take a check and see. Take a look at the problem one more time. Let's see if we can do this together, the three of us here. So bring your problem in, okay? Or your wanting, or the cough, whatever. See if you have been trying to figure out what to do about it. Could you let go of wanting to figure it out? What to do about it? Could you let go of wanting to know what the answers are? You might as well. You don't know anyway. And could you let go of wanting to know what to do about it? And more and more. And even more, you are actually holding in mind the problem or holding on to wanting to figure it out. Your wanting is instructing the mind to give you a lacking energy. I'm going to repeat this. Your wanting is instructing your mind to give you a lacking energy. Notice that you are holding it in your stomach or your chest. Put your hand down and allow the lacking energy to come up, that wanting, and allow it to pass through, and more and more. I'm going to take a minute here to do it with my car. Let's see. So as an experience myself, what I noticed is that instead of holding the pain, like the car, let's say, that I want, you know, I want the car, my new car, it's almost like I see the car like very loose on the hand. It's like I can sense more space, you know, with this desire or wanting. So it's less, the wanting is less the only focus here. So if I keep releasing, probably I will get, you know, more the freedom, and that drops. And I open the space to have a pen or car or no calf, but without attachment, without identification of the me, you know, making it, you know, just to allow it, like you were saying, Candace, about the vortex, you know. So I think all these books bring us to the same direction here. Now, see if you have disapproving of yourself or beating yourself up about the problem because you do not seem to have an answer. Just check into your consciousness here, into your sensation, you know. Do you have any energy of disapproval, beating up yourself, or keep being that way, for not having it yet, for not, I don't know, not being capable, whatever can be the density right there, right? And just allow that energy to come up. The frustration is like, I feel it so quick. The frustration, you know, the like, come on, impatient. I mean, I can sense, you know, and remember, let that come out. Okay, much more space. So that habit of disapproving yourself, can you let that go? We all have it. Just allow that energy to come up and pass through. It actually wants to leave. Disengage your head. Put your head down toward your stomach or your chest and invite this energy up and allow it to come up. Welcome it up and allow it to pass through. Beautiful. And more, and even more, and more. We can write an entire chapter here that says, and more, and more. Could you like yourself a little bit? Just check right now, just by the way. Could you like yourself a little bit? Not much, just a little bit. Could you give yourself some more approval? Notice where it comes from. It comes from you. Could you give yourself some more approval? And more, and more. Now, take a look at the situation you have been working on. Is it more possible or less possible to overcome the problem? Take a check. It is more possible to obtain or less possible. If you released, you feel fine, it is more possible. You feel fine, you will find it is more possible. Great. So the following exercise can be very helpful. It contains the releasing questions you should ask yourself, which we have been reviewed, and just ask yourself those questions. Could you let it go? Would you let it go? When you will let it go? Tomorrow? Now? In 1 year from now? And more. Very simple. You have this exercise on page 40 of the book, because I believe you need to practice that if you to master all of this, okay? But page 40. So, your ticket to bliss and abundance. 1. Could I let go of wanting to figure things out? Big key, okay? 2. Could I let go of wanting to know what to do? With that one, I have to work. 3. Could I let go of wanting to know the answers? 4. Could I let go of wanting to know anything for this moment, right now? And again and again. Number 5. Number 6. Could I let go of wanting to think? And again and again. 1. Now, can I let go of disapproving of myself right now? 2. And again and again. It's so simple, okay? 3. Could I give myself approval? Approval for no reason? And again and once more. So, your ticket to bliss and abundance. Could I let go of wanting to figure these things out? Could I let go of wanting to know what to do? Could I let go of wanting to know the answers? Could I let go of wanting to know anything right now? And again and again. Could I let go of wanting to think? Head down. Now, can I let go of disapproving of myself right now? Again and again. Could I give myself approval for no reason? And again and once more. I have a fun assignment for you. We end up the chapter with. I would like you to spend the next few hours looking for your wanting to figure it out. Look for it in your office, your home, your car, and every time you notice you are wanting to figure it out, stop immediately and let go of that wanting. Just let it go. It's just a habit. And every time you are disapproving of yourself, just put your hand down. Let the disapproving energy come up and allow it to pass through. Make sure to practice giving yourself approval. Look for it. It takes vigilance, presence, consciousness. That's where we are. It is just a habit in each of us. If you reverse this habit of wanting to figure it out, which is instructing your mind not to give you an answer, okay, and beating yourself up, so let me see. If you reverse this habit of wanting to figure it out and beating yourself up, you will begin to move closer and closer to having total abundance of health, wealth, and happiness. Woohoo! So, and with this, we are going to, this is the end of chapter number 7. Next week, we will start with number 8. But I would love to open the call right now and to see, you know, the importance. I mean, we are switching something, from my perspective, super important, you know, like coming out from the mental world that we think the ego mind, let's say, separated me, that has to resolve it, you know, to open up to a higher frequency where there is no problem, really. You feel peace and comfort and, you know, and in harmony and open and flowing right here and now. So I think we have maybe different approaches, you know, like different spiritual teachers are going to teach you in one words or another, but I can see the similarity, the same message, you know, with many of them. But this one I think is so practical, you know, to really detect when you want something, wow, I have the opportunity to liberate myself, okay? So let's see if we can open the microphone here, because there is one more thing that I want to say before we close, but I would like to hear. Yes, Amen, go for it.
It's the battle between the mind and what is, and I notice my mind, it thinks it needs to bring solutions, because it thinks that the only place the solutions can come from is from itself. So everything that's not the mind answering the questions, answering the having an opinion about I am guilty, or I need to prove myself, or I am not provable. All those thoughts in there, struggling in that world, and the other side of it that the mind pretends doesn't exist is what I just heard a lot about this last week. In Tibetan, they call it the enlightenment, but they also call it the state of goodness, the space, the state, the consciousness of goodness. And I know I've been thinking a lot about the life force that brings us here. That life force has a lot of power, and the state of goodness is really a state of goodness if we can get out of the way in the now. If we can really be in the now and not have an opinion about it, then we are not guilty. We are not even innocent. We are just perfect. We are approvable, and the mind will not have a space to make its opinion having any meaning. So to be able to trust the step from going, the wisdom and the step from going from having the mind answer to trusting that if I just let it go, I will find myself in the now, and that's going to be a state of goodness, a state of abundance. Maybe not my boat right now, maybe yes, maybe not, I don't know. But if, as like we said, if I desire it, then I push it away. But if I can see that my world is perfect, then I open up to everything. Then I'm still in that little space in, okay, can I desire without, can I desire in the now? Well, like Abraham Hicks says, become a vibrational match. You know, that's the word that really hits home for me. Become, not from lack, but from perfection. I now experience my coughing world. You know, it's the world of perfection. There's nothing faulty there. Nothing needing correction. Nothing. Nobody needs to be guilty. Nobody. There's none of that. It's just perfect. If I cough, I cough. Period. And if I can enjoy that, and then there is reactions from outside, then I have to deal with my reactions to the reactions. And so to switch into feeling, to being in the moment, and trusting that that being in the moment is nurturing me, sustaining me, making me feel good, making me feel abundant, making me connect with my perfection.
Thank you, Arne. I love that we can share our true journey here, you know, like be authentic and real, and so open for everyone to human. You know, one of the things that I love desires, and it's like the fact that you want a boat, you know, the Alan Packet 485, you know, is pushing you, is giving you the opportunity to disconnect from your mind and how you feel, and then, you know, let go of these feelings that could be constrictive. So I will inspire us, you know, you Arne and us, to don't. It's not about denying what you want or not want, you know, or judging. You know, if I want financial freedom, it's something that I want now. I can use that wanting, you know, to free myself, or I can be the miserable wanting for 5 more years. Okay. So that's the opportunity that we have right now. So I just want to acknowledge that life is perfect at the end, you know. It's not like we have to get rid of desires, but use them, you know, for your own enlightenment and your own, like you were saying, your state of goodness, you know, where you are right here now, whole and complete. Of course, there is no need, you know, or even wanting anything, but the things that you want are expanding you in some arena. So let's release the doubts, the fear of not having it, the thoughts that we can have attached to it. I'm not capable, this is not possible. All that is limitations when we are unlimited beings. So it's like, huh, really? Yeah, you know, omnipotent, omnipresent. That's where we come from, source, you know. So imagine all the layers that we can, you know, just release until that shines really truly there, you know. One thing that I wanted to comment here is that it's so funny, like 33, 34 years ago, I have a son, Alejandro, 33 years old, so I calculate a little bit from that age. But it's when I started with my spiritual journey, you know, like I was so miserable, you know, I need to do something here. And the first book or teacher that I really felt connected with was Louise Hay. And Louise Hay, that I love this woman, was saying one simple mantra. Repeat that mantra for a month, nothing else, don't think anything else, you know. I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. And I remember I held it maybe 3 days, 1 week, but I never was for super long time, and then allowing all the, what I call response colon, you know, I was so in disapproval and so immersed, you know, into the unconsciousness of this attitude of disapproving and judging and separating and blah, blah, blah. That took me years, but I didn't follow that instruction of for a month, you know, like to really only think. Okay, I can see that she moves. Can you hear me? Yes, okay, great. So I just want to say that we received the message from many, many angles. We have a lot of support today. This message is one of them. I love it because it's so mental, you know, that is going to dismantle, you know, our mental structure here, but it's very powerful. And one thing that I wanted to say, 2 minutes that we have here, is to talk a little bit about creative questions. And Anne, maybe you can support that here too, because when a bulb, you know, coming in about creative questions instead of statements, you know, it's like, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. And you can be like a parakeet that will work, I suppose, just by repetition, right? You will believe it at one point, right? But when you came with the creative questions that I personally didn't understand in the beginning, but I feel totally in love to it right now. Creative questions, when you ask, you know, how do I feel? How do I feel when I love and approve of myself? At that moment, you really come into your body. You know, it's like, how do I feel when I love and approve of myself? Let's check it for yourself. How do you feel? How do you feel when you love and approve of yourself? And if you notice, when you really ask seriously, I mean, consciously, committedly, you know, you notice that there is a space because you don't really know. How do you feel? We don't really know how do you feel. It's a discovery in the moment. It's not a mental thing. Oh, I know, I feel. You can know whatever you want to know, but that is not feeling it. So I want to acknowledge creative questions, Arne, because really allow us to unite our mental mind, you know, like has the doubts or questions or whatever it is, that really help us to open up to the spaciousness of not knowing, into the spaciousness of being, and we can receive answers from there. You know, so I just want to see that there is a place where we can use our minds, okay, consciously, and with the tool of the curiosity that we are, that bring us to connect immediately with source, with space, with openness, with possibilities, okay, that you don't even know mentally, you know, consciously, let's say. So I inspire everybody, or invite everybody here to go to creativequestions.com and to play with it, because we are using our minds constantly. So let's use it in a way that, of course, if you're doing a process like this, and the more you notice how you feel, the more you can put your head down, open the window like I do myself, you know, and let all that go out, because wants to come back to source, you know, to the pen, you know, wants to follow gravity. It's not like it's like here, you know, me using energy to hold it on and then feeling exhausted, okay? So let it go. But the mind is a very beautiful tool, a very beautiful instrument or organ or whatever you want to call it here, you know. So let's fall in love to the mind without judging it. And Creative Question is a great, great tool for that. So go to creativequestions.com and enjoy for yourself. And with this, I feel complete. If we don't have anything else to say, I have just to announce that next Saturday is Easter time. We are not going to have our mastermind. So the following Saturday is going to be April the 2nd already. So spring is here. Equinox. Could you hear me? Okay, so equinox this weekend, so play a lot with yourself. You have the opportunity to be quiet a little bit so you can allow all this powerful spring opening up energy to imprint you. Will be beautiful. I think that's my idea, and that's it. So again, if you want to be here in the panel, on the panel with us and really practice, email Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com. If you have friends that can benefit from this work, again, we are not only reading the book here, we are really practicing, okay? So invite them to unlimitednetwork.com, a mastermind, there are archives, and you have all our videos right there, so you can benefit from them. This is an offering that we do to the prosperity consciousness, really. To me, I'm so committed, you know, I believe that the more we open up to this prosperity consciousness frequency, this beingness that we are, the more our world is going to change. Entire world, the economic, the politics, is not outside there, is inside me, you know. So let's, you know, vibrate super in alignment from the inside out, and let's see what happens then. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm complete for today. If someone needs to say something, Candace, I see that you open your microphone.
Oh, I'm glad to be here, and I'm looking for a way to say I want you all to have a good week without lacking you all having a good week. So what would we do there?
Enjoy.
Well,
Anyway,
I love your question, Candace, because one of the things that we can do, okay, and what I do more and more, this is something that I do a lot with the feminine work that I do, you know, is to, instead of wanting them to have I totally get what you say right now, you know, like now I'm mixing, I want them to have a good week, you know. No, well, yes, if that's what it is, but I think we have the opportunity to see, to really see them having a good week. So it's not that I want anything, it's that I know who they are. Do you follow me, Candace?
Of course I follow you.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I see, you know, some people, you know, say, send me prayers, I'm sick or whatever. And to me, the first thing that is not that I want them to be healthy, is that I focus on who they are, pure health. And that's the vibration that I want to bring down, you know, that I want to embody, that I want to see in this beautiful Mother Earth. So thank you for that beautiful, because we all do that, you know. So to me, it's a mastery and playful it, and to play with it, with the journey, you know, and enjoy it. So thank you. And I see you having a wonderful week, Candace, you know, to really open and flowing with what comes in the moment, and joyful and beautiful like you are. So thank you. Yes.
What are you gonna do this week to have a wonderful week? How are you gonna have a wonderful week this week?
Yes.
So put it in the question format. Why are you gonna have such a great week this week? That's it.
Put it as a why. So why am I
Creative
having
questions is a shortcut.
Pardon?
Yeah, why are you having a good week? Creative questions is a shortcut to results. So why are you gonna have a great week this week? And then leave it. Yes. Don't stay with them. You know, just throw it out like a little bomb. You know?
Exactly. I like that. I think that space of silence and that allowing them to come up with a response is a very powerful. It's the most interactive instead of just all one-sided.
And the longer it takes before they come with the response, the better. Because the change happens before the response. Once you get to the response, you're dead. It becomes a statement. And once it's a statement, there is no more change. So we want to stay in the question mode and not answer. And that's where the change is. That's where we change our vibration to become a vibrational match.
Beautiful.
I love that sizes up a lot of what's been going on for me is choosing to be in silence, because making a statement about it would hold on to it. And so I'm just letting it go.
Yeah, hold on to it or fixate it into an ultimate, a final truth. And don't talk to me about it again, because I already have the answer.
Right, right.
So,
That combined with not only fixating on it, but wanting to fix it. Oh my gosh, that's been one of my wants this week, is to let go of wanting to fix. So anyway, fun conversation.
We are.
Very nice.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We are a little past of time here, but I want to acknowledge all the ones that you are on the other side here. And again, if you want to be on the panel, remember to email Arne, A-R-N-E, @unlimitednetwork.com to have fun like we are having here. And I see you then, let's see, April the 2nd, Saturday, April the 2nd at 10 a.m. New York time, Eastern time, okay? Have a wonderful week and see you.
thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Monica, Candice.